So look at Anthony Ryder from South Lyon, Michigan, recently selected as the Lions 2020 Fan of the Year. He has a passion about sports broadcasting.
With the 112th selection in the 2021 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Amon-Ra St. Brown, wide receiver, USC. One pride, baby! Yeah!
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Detroit Lions video. Now, the Detroit Lions last season were able to get a lot of production and a lot of talent out of their day 3 selections. Of course, we all know about Amon-Ra St. Brown and the production that he contributed to the Lions' success a season ago, being a top 5 rookie wide receiver, being, one of the more impressive players on the Detroit Lions offense in general, and just all around being the absolute steal of the draft. And even Jermar Jefferson, all the way down in the 7th round, produced fairly well for the time that he was on the field. However, there is one more player from day 3 of the draft. One player that showed flashes last year, one player that is expected to step into a starting role on the Lions defense, and one player that is going to break out in year 2. And that, of course, is Purdue linebacker Derrick Barnes. Derrick Barnes, going into his 2nd season of NFL play, is in a prime position to be a breakout candidate on the Detroit Lions defense. He's a prime candidate to start at the linebacker role and is a prime candidate to be a star on the defense. And today we are going to take a look at him. We're going to take a look at the situation that he's in and take a look at why Derrick Barnes might be the breakout player on the Detroit Lions next season. With all the intro stuff out of the way, let's get right on into taking a look at Derrick Barnes, 2nd-year linebacker from Purdue. Now, Derrick Barnes, although he played in a very reserved role a season ago and only played in specific packages and specific situations, Derrick Barnes actually produced fairly well for a 4th-round product, producing 67 tackles for the Detroit Lions, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 passes defended. Derrick Barnes showed that he had the ability to rush the passer, stop the run, and cover as a Detroit Lions rookie. And those stats for a 4th-round linebacker aren't bad at all. And considering that he only played 39% of defensive snaps for the Lions a season ago, that makes the statistics look even better, because if he were playing at, say, a 70 to 80% of the snap count, which is what a typical starting linebacker in the NFL would play at, his statistics would look significantly better, and we will get to that a little bit later within the video. But on just 39% of defensive snaps, Derrick Barnes produced 67 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, and 2 passes defended. And as I said, he has already, in a very short amount of time, shown the ability and shown the recognition and pass coverage that you need as a starting NFL linebacker. He's shown sideline to sideline range that you need as an NFL linebacker. He has shown instincts as far as shooting the gap, following the run, following, fakes and finding the ball. He has shown the instincts that a starting linebacker would need in the NFL. He has shown the ability to blitz as well as stop the run very, very effectively. He tackles very well in the open space. I'd say tackles better than any other Lions linebacker on the roster currently. Doesn't miss tackles, doesn't really get beat in open space all that often. And again, he just has all the qualities to be a starting linebacker in the NFL. And this year, his team has gotten better. This year, the surrounding cast has gotten better. And I think he is getting better as an NFL player. Now, Derrick Barnes, again, going into year 2, is going to play more snaps, right? He is projected to be a starter in the Lions system. With the departure of Jalen Reeves-Maybin, Derrick Barnes is expected to step into that Jalen Reeves-Maybin role, take on a lot of the defensive snaps that JRM took a year ago for the Detroit Lions, and he is expected to step in as the day 1 guy for the Detroit Lions. So with that being the case, with more snaps going into year 2, right, taking into account that you're going to take probably a majority of the defensive snaps that Jalen Reeves-Maybin had a season ago, Derrick Barnes will likely play anywhere between 75 to 85% of defensive snaps for the Detroit Lions, which is well over double what he played a season ago. he has another year of development, right? Another training camp, a full year of experience, and he actually got a better linebackers coach this year as Kelvin Shepard was promoted to the all-around linebackers coach instead of just the outside linebackers coach. So he got a better positional coach, more experience and more time, right? Has that ability to go back, watch film from a season ago, look at what he did well, look at what he didn't do well, and improve upon the mistakes that he made a year ago as a rookie. He's going into year 2 with more experience, going into year 2 just having played real NFL football, and the best part, Derrick Barnes has a far superior front 7 in front of him that is going to affect the quarterback and that is going to make his job far easier in 2022. The Lions' defensive line last year had its ups and downs. They had some really good games, and they had some really atrocious games. They had games where they were stopping the run extremely efficiently, and they had games where they couldn't stop the running back to save their lives, right? They just had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but I would say the inconsistency of the defensive lines definitely made the linebackers' job hard, specifically in obviously run support or blitzing, right? Right, when you listen to NFL linebackers talk about the game, their job is made easier when the defensive line does their job. When their defensive line gets double teamed, when the defensive line can create penetration, when the defensive line can open up gaps, or when the defensive line can occupy the offensive line, that makes the linebackers' job easy. It gives the linebackers free shots at the quarterback. It gives the linebackers, gaps in between the offensive line to go shoot, to go make a tackle for loss, right? It makes their job significantly easier when the defensive line is having a good day. And the Lions, once again this offseason, have put a lot of capital into building up the trenches and improving a offensive line that was already pretty young and improving. They added, of course, Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Pascal in the NFL draft. Aiden Hutchinson is going to be a great run supporter in Detroit as well as a very good pass rusher. He should help Derrick Barnes a ton, as well as Josh Pascal up the middle, who is going to play, I believe, more of an interior defensive lineman position that will also, again, help with both the pass rush and the run stopping ability. And the additions of the defensive line, right? With guys like Romeo Okwara returning, with guys like Aiden Hutchinson and Josh Pascal coming into the Detroit Lions organization, as well as guys going into their second years like Aleem McNeil and Levi Onwuzurike improving and getting better. That is only going to make Derrick Barnes' job that much easier within his second season of NFL play. So Derrick Barnes is getting better. Derrick Barnes is getting more opportunities. He's getting more snaps, and the actual pieces and the actual players around him are getting better and better by the day. There is no reason that Derrick Barnes should not break out and be an absolute star in the NFL. I mentioned earlier that if you were to take into account the snap count of Derrick Barnes and put these snaps roughly around where Jalen Reeves-Maybin and Alex Anzalone were a season ago as the starting 2 linebackers, Derrick Barnes' production as a rookie would have been phenomenal. If you were to up the snap count of Derrick Barnes a season ago, putting him at roughly 78% of the snap count, which I believe is right around where he's going to be as a starting linebacker next year. It's about 10% less than Alex Anzalone, about 5 to 10% more than what Jalen Reeves-Maybin was able to do a year ago on the Lions defense. I feel like 78, right, it exactly doubles his snap count from a year ago. It is kind of taking snaps from Jalen Reeves-Maybin, but not taking quite as many from Alex Anzalone, as he is probably going to be a starter as well. But I think 78 is a very good number for this particular statistic. But if you were to double the snaps that Derrick Barnes had a year ago, and you were to project the amount of snap count he would have in this season, Derrick Barnes' production would look right around 134 tackles, which would have ranked top 15 in the NFL, as well as 8 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, and 4 passes defended. And with those snaps, likely would have come some turnovers as well. So Derrick Barnes, although the statistics at a baseline might not seem incredible, right? If you're telling me, okay, right, your linebacker last year had 60 tackles, a couple tackles for loss, a couple of sacks, right? Made some splashy plays, made some flashes for sure, but 64 tackles isn't going to impress anybody. But going into year 2 with more snaps, with more experience, with him getting better, with a better positional coach, with better talent around him, a better front seven, and hopefully a better scheme as well, as Aaron Glenn kind of irons out some of the flaws from year 1 to year 2, Derrick Barnes should be a great linebacker next year. Is he going to be elite? Is he going to be top 10? No. But is Derrick Barnes going to step in and be the number 1 linebacker in this room? I think so. I think Derrick Barnes is the most talented. I think he has the best chance of being a star linebacker on this team. And although in the preseason, although a lot of people are going to say that the Lions don't have a great linebacker, Derrick Barnes might just be that great linebacker. Derrick Barnes has all the tools, has all the skills to be a phenomenal linebacker in the NFL. And for the first time in his NFL career, he is actually going to have the chance on the field to show what he can do for Detroit. So with all that being said, that is all for you guys today. Let me know how you guys feel about the second-year linebacker. Let me know how you guys feel about Derrick Barnes going into year 2. Do you think he's going to excel? Do you think he's going to, just absolutely take this starting role and make the most of it, becoming a top linebacker in the NFL? Or do you think he's maybe going to have a sophomore slump and fall off in year 2, forcing the Lions to maybe move in a different direction? I'd be very curious what you guys think, but with all of that being said, that is all for you guys today. Thank you all so very much for watching, and until next time, and as always, go Lions.